Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tipster Tuesday. I hope you guys are having an awesome morning. If you are joining us on Mountain Time or West Coast, I just want to say, whoa, that's super early. It's 7:30 here for us in Central Time, and that feels early to me. Normally, I'm getting my kids ready for school, but I have a busy day, and I wanted to make sure we got Tipster Tuesday in before the day began. So just want to say thanks for joining us this morning. If this is your first time on Tipster Tuesday, my name is Dana Moore. I'm a Presidential Diamond, and I co-own the Live Naturally system. And we have tools to help you build your doTERRA business, and we love what we do. We love keeping things simple and easy. Today, what I want to chat about is being the CEO of your business, and this is a topic that I shared about in a training our team recently did. And it kind of impacted me as one of those trainings that I felt like people have to know this. They have to know this. They have to get this, because this is the difference between what makes someone successful and what makes someone not successful. And so we're going to talk about what it means to be the CEO of your business. And I want to give you some analogies that are really going to help you to thrive in doTERRA. When I first started doTERRA, I'm under the big umbrella of Peggy Smith. And Peggy has this line that she says, and people will quote her often, and it is, you are the CEO of your business. If your business sucks, it's your fault. And she would say that, and I was like, what does that mean? You know, like, okay, basically in my minute understanding of doTERRA when I was young, I was like, okay, I got to own this thing for myself, and the only person to blame if it's not successful is me. And that is a very simple mindset, but honestly, you guys, it was the best thing because it caused me to take ownership straight away. And so we're going to just kind of chat about this, and I might step on your toes. You might quit following me after this call because it's going to be things you maybe don't want to hear, but you need to hear, and that's okay. I'm not afraid to say it because I think that anyone who really wants this business and takes it seriously can grow and be successful within it. And I do know that the reason a lot of people are stuck is because of this very, very thing, okay? So first of all, you have to treat this like a business. If you are the CEO of your business, you have a business that must turn a profit, okay? Because you've invested into it. You've invested time and energy and resources. And the tricky thing about doTERRA is many of you probably enrolled, including myself, with a small kit. And so that was enough to give you a business. That's all you needed. You needed just an enrollment with doTERRA. And because there's not a lot of skin in the game, I actually think that it can trick our mind sometimes to think that we haven't lost anything, we haven't invested anything, okay? But if you're a CEO of the business, you've invested, you have this business growing, and what you need to invest and skill up in is your time, energy, and effort to make this business thrive, okay? So the one thing that you have to know if you are a business owner is you have to know your numbers. You have to know what kind of profit you're going to turn every month. You have to know what your sales figures are going to be, and you have to know what you want your sales figures to be to turn a better profit in your business. And so I am, you guys, floored, shocked by the number of people that I either coach within my own team, that I run into, that don't know their numbers. You just don't know your numbers. And so couple tools for you to help you with your numbers is you can go in your back office, go under the team tab, and you can do the rank tracker. It's a brand new feature. It says new rank tracker. And you can put in the key people in your organization. So if you're like a premier, you would put in your 2 executive legs, and it tracks the volume and everything that's happening within those legs. You can do this online. You can just look up doTERRA Rank Tracker, doTERRA Rank Planners, Google it. We have some on livenaturallytools.com that help you know your numbers. But regardless, you have to know your numbers. You have to know them. So here's a great example, okay? If I want to hit the rank of elite, and elite is 3,000 in volume, I have to know what my numbers are going to be at the end of the month. And maybe I have a decent little organization kind of started. Everything's kind of, you know, there's people on LRP, and maybe I bring in typically, let's say, for the sake of simple math, I bring in 2,000 a month. I hit executive every month, but I'm not hitting elite, but that's the rank. That's my next rank. That's the one I'm going to go for. I've never hit it before. I'm going to do it. Okay. So my number that I need to make up is 1,000 in volume, 1,000 OV in volume, okay, to make that. And so that's knowing my numbers. So I know what I need. And then I need to know on a typical sales day or a class or a one-on-one, how much volume do I normally bring in? The girl down the street might bring in 2,000 every time she has a class, but I bring in about 300. That seems to be my typical sales day in doTERRA, okay? So if I want to hit the rank of elite and I need to bring in 1,000 more in volume to hit that rank, and a typical sales day brings in 300, okay, I have to bring in, or I have to be open at least 4 times that month. 4, okay, at least 4 times. So 3 times 4 would be 12. So it's going to bring me in probably 1,200 in volume. That's what I can estimate. But you know what? I'm not okay with just coming in by the skin of my teeth. So I'm definitely going to schedule 5 opportunities to be open so that I can bring in 1,500 in volume and crush that goal and make a profit in my business that month, okay? So a lot of times, you guys, you think of it as like, well, I missed my rank. But the thing is, you're losing profit. You're losing the opportunity for your business to be thriving. So I want you to think about it a little bit differently, and not be so okay with letting something slide. Because if this is really a business, and it is, it's not just okay to not turn a profit month after month after month after month. It's just not okay. You can't do that. You can't sustain a business like that, okay? So that's one thing you have to know, is know your numbers. There's lots of tools out there. Find the tool that works for you and know your numbers every month. Not just right now, not just October. Every single month, you look at your numbers, you project what's coming in, you know exactly what you have to bring in to make it to the next goal or to advance your business to the next level, okay? And now sometimes you sustain your business. It's in a good place, it's in a good season, and you're going to sustain it. But sometimes you have to push forward and turn a better profit in your business. Okay, so you got to push to the next rank or the next level. Okay, so if you are the CEO of your business, you have got to be open. You guys, your business has to be open. This is the thing that kind of gets me the most with builders, is they don't really have set business hours. They don't really have set work hours or a set amount of open time. And so what they kind of do is they just do their business sometimes. And Justin Harrison said this at Leadership one time. He said, you can do this business full-time, you can do this business part-time, but you cannot do this business sometimes. And because if you're just doing it sometimes, you're just doing it as a hobby. It's not really a real business. And so what I would say to you is, when are you open? Are you open once a week, every week without fail? You'll probably sustain where your business is at currently if you do that. That's the minimum that you could possibly do to be a builder in doTERRA without sliding backwards, okay? Once a week, every week without fail, you're open. If you want to grow in this business, if you want to advance to the next rank, if you want to push ahead, you have got to be open at least 2 times a week. And when I say open, I mean you're teaching classes 2 times a week, because being open in your business, like just being open by having no customers coming in and purchasing, no income coming in, that's not being open, okay? That's sitting there and creating graphics on your computer. And you can do that. You can do that later. You can do that in the morning. You can do that late at night. But when are you open for business? When are people going to come in and put money into your business? It has to be at least 2 times a week, okay? At least 2 times a week, every single week, if you're going to grow this business. If you're going to stay where you're at, fine, once a week. But if you want to grow, at least twice a week. If you want to grow fast, you want to rank advance, if you are an achiever and you have a big why and you need this, or whatever your reason, I don't care what your reason is, so all the reasons are good, then 3 times a week. At least you need to be open 3 times a week, okay? So think about that and change your mindset. It's not just I need 3 classes. I have to be open to bring in income 3 times a week. I have to do that, or my business isn't going to thrive. And this is the difference between people that are Blue Diamond and Presidential Diamond, is when they were first getting started with doTERRA, probably the whole way up to the rank of at least Diamond, they were open 3 times a week, okay? So they had 3 opportunities a week for people to come and give money to their business, okay, to be a customer of their business. And so when we think about income producing activities, IPAs, okay, when we think about that, They have to be activities that bring money into your business. Okay. I know some of you are like, duh, income producing activities, but some of you are like, so give me an example of an income producing activity. I'm like, income producing activities bring income into your business. They bring money and dollars into your business, which means people are enrolling or setting up an LRP. Okay. Now there's other income producing activities like networking and sampling on the way to that, but the truest income producing activities are only those two things. Okay, they're the only two things that bring money into your business, enrollments and LRPs. So those are the things that you want to focus on all the time. When you're open, that's your goal. Okay, that's what you're going to be doing every time. Now, on the side of being open, maybe you're networking to bring people into those classes. Maybe you're setting up one-on-ones, but that's additional work. You still have to be open and actually have those appointments 2 to 3 times a week, okay? Or maybe once a week if you're just gonna sustain where you're at. But if you wonder, why am I stuck at silver? Why have I been silver for 2 years? Why haven't I been able to even break out of silver? You're not open enough. You're not doing more than just that one class a month or one class a week. I mean, God forbid, I hope you're not doing one class a month, but you know what I mean? You have got to do this more intentionally. Your business has to be open. The thing about that is, you guys too, is people know when your business is open and they know when the girl next door's business is open. So what I mean by that is if you have public classes, they know you as the oil lady. They know that you're open. They know that you have something going on. You're at vendor fairs. They see you. They know who you are because you're open. But if you're not, if you're just kind of, sometimes you have a class here or there, you're going to have a reputation. Okay. So if I am a customer and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to learn about essential oils, I really need to know, who do you think I'm going to call? Do you think I'm going to call my neighbor who kind of piddles with it here and there and I think she uses it? Or am I going to call a lady who has public classes every week? You know, who am I going to show up for as a customer? Because I have a choice. You know, I want to show up not to the one who's piddling around. I want to show up to the store who's like, man, she's open. She knows what she's doing. She takes this very seriously. Because sometimes I get complaints and people have their panties in a wad, like, they enrolled with that lady, but I sampled them. And I'm like, yeah, but you haven't held a class in 3 months. I mean, I wouldn't enroll with you either, because you're not actually taking this seriously. Your store is never open. You guys, if it was a real store, if you had a real storefront and you just kind of opened whenever you kind of felt like it, here or there, anywhere, people would never shop at your store. They would never show up to come and purchase things. They would be so frustrated because they're like, is this a real business? When is it? Who's doing anything here? What's happening with this business? You know, you have to show people that you have classes. You have to show people that you have hours. You have to show people there's activity and life in your business, and it has to be on a very regular basis. The other thing, even with that, I want to encourage you is there's room for many stores in the same area. I have been accused of basically other people's lack of success. Oh, because she's in the city, our businesses aren't thriving. And that is just like the biggest bunch of hogwash I've ever heard. Because the truth is, there can be 2 coffee shops on the same block, okay? And so the one who's gonna thrive is the one who's open all the time. They're the one who has longer hours, or the one that has a better, you know, environment. People know what to expect from them. But if you wonder why your business isn't thriving, it has nothing to do because the other coffee shop is open all the time. It's because your coffee shop just isn't, okay? That's the difference. You have to be open. You have to have hours. You have to do those things. Now, I know technically now, remember, we're speaking a little bit hypothetically, so it's not like you're like, hey guys, I do doTERRA every day from this time to this time, but it means you're having classes or opportunities for people to set up an LRP, so bring your own oil events. You know, I have Oil Now What classes, membership consults, anything like that counts, okay? But that's kind of like the main thing. So if you don't have 2 of those going on a week, your business just isn't going to grow. So you have to decide what do you need to do to be profitable in this business. You are going to be stuck if your store isn't open and if you're not taking this very, very seriously, okay? Now, the thing that I want to address with that, I think you get it. I think you understand, be open and know your numbers. Those are the main things. The second thing with that, though, you guys, is I have seen this to be an issue within people on my own team, within the people that we coach. I've seen this quite a bit where you're young in your business, maybe premier, silver, potentially even a gold, hovering around those ranks. And instead of being open and growing your business and making sure that your store is thriving, you decide that you're like, I think I should lead team calls and teach other people how to be open and teach other people what to do. And I'm telling you guys, you're making the biggest mistake you could possibly make at these ranks, because your store is not even open enough. So how can you teach someone else how to keep their store open? Okay, I know that I'm like stepping on your toes hard right now, but it's the truth. I don't understand why you're doing this. I don't. I feel so sad about it, actually. I'm like, stop doing that. You need to demonstrate that your store is open. You need to demonstrate how to bring income in so that your store thrives. Once your store is thriving, once you have leaders in your organization, so once you're a platinum or diamond, that is a time where you could say, listen, this is how you keep a great store. This is how you are the CEO of your business. This is how you do doTERRA. But up until that point, I would say you are wasting time, energy, and effort on things that actually aren't producing income. And you have no business teaching other people how to do it and being on all these team calls when they just need to be open. They just need to be doing income producing activities, because what you're now doing is demonstrating that everyone should be doing a team call. And you know who knows how to do team calls? Your upline, your diamond uplines. No, your platinum uplines. They know how to do team calls. They should be leading you in team calls at this point. But anything else below that, I really don't think it's necessary, unless no one else in you have no upline to plug into. There's nobody, there's no action happening. You've got to do it. And that's very rare, but that's the situation, okay? So just hear me on this, okay? You're wasting your time. And it's not that you're probably not a great leader. It's not that you're not qualified. It's not that you don't know the business. It's not that. It's just that you're not doing the business, okay? So unless you're rank advancing, your store is open, you're showing, man, I can turn a profit. What I do works. People are coming in. Customers are coming in. I'm enrolling on a regular basis. People are on LRP. I'm crushing these goals. That is when you can lead a team call. That is when you can do these things. But instead, you're telling your brain, you're like, look at me. I'm working my doTERRA business, and you are getting on team calls. You have to prepare content for that. And trust me, I know that takes a ton of energy and time. You have to constantly be filling up with personal and professional development to have anything good to say. You have to be demonstrating all of the things, which that's the big hiccup. And most of the people that I see leading calls aren't demonstrating actual work activity. So it's kind of like, well, people aren't going to listen to what you say. They're going to do what you do. You have to model that your business is thriving, okay? You have to model those things. And if it's not thriving, then that's the only thing that should be of your concern. The other thing with leading a team call too early is now all of a sudden you're not taking responsibility for your own business. You're not saying, I'm the CEO of my business. If it sucks, it's my fault. All of a sudden you're like, I'm the CEO of my business, but if it sucks, it's your fault. And you're trying to motivate other people to do what you're not even doing, which is to have a store that's open and to bring in income, okay? That's what's really going on there. And so I hope that makes sense to you. You can ask me questions in the comments and I go back through later and kind of address them. But I would say if you are at a spot where you aren't open, if you're not having classes twice a week, every week, one-on-ones, whatever, if your business isn't consistently have great, business hours, you're open, you're faithful, you're doing income producing activities, classes or membership consults, those are the only thing that really, really counts, okay? If you're not doing that yet, that's where you need to go back and focus. So if you only have 10 hours a week to work doTERRA, 10 hours a week is 2 classes a week easy. That could be 3 classes a week. So I know some of you work another job. I totally get it. Or I know some of you have little children. I totally get it. Okay, I get it. But your business still should be open 2 times a week. You figure it out. If you want this, you figure it out. You figure out how to make it happen. You high five your husband when he walks in the door and you walk out the door to work. You work every time your kids are sleeping or on your lunch break. You are calling people and inviting them to classes. And that's what you're doing with your time, your energy, and effort. If you're too young in the ranks yet, and you're not really demonstrating these activities, and you feel like I just stuck a spear through your heart, I'm sorry, but I would say cancel your classes now. You don't need team calls. Not your classes, sorry. Cancel your team calls. You don't need those. Plug back into your upline who knows what they're talking about and is able to both balance demonstrating and building their businesses, okay? Because they can do both, but you're not ready for that yet. And focus all of your energy and time on income producing activities, okay? You guys, this is going to make or break you. This is the difference between why people are successful and why people aren't successful. And a lot of times you sit there and do a lot of passive action in your time. Maybe you do only have 10 hours a week to build doTERRA. I think 10 hours a week is a pretty chunky amount of time if you're doing income producing activities. If your store is open and you're bringing in customers who are coming in and buying product, okay? That's what makes a successful business. But if you're just, making graphics and preparing for a team call and listening to podcasts and, reorganizing your office and those types of things, if you're doing those types of things, your brain thinks, I'm working on doTERRA. Your husband comes home and says, what'd you do today? And you're like, oh, I did so good. I worked on my business. And you are lying. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to him. You're lying to your children, and you're lying to your team. And the thing is, you guys, I want you to get really honest with yourself. Is your business open? Is it bringing in money? Okay. Is it going to be successful? Your volume has to go up on a regular basis. Your opportunity to bring in new customers has to be there constantly. You have to have opportunity for people to learn. You have to have opportunity for people to keep buying from you, the LRP, okay? Hope that makes sense. I know this was a little more intense than I normally am, so if you're just joining me, this is a little more intense. So it might be your first and last time to watch, or it might actually change everything in your business, and either way, that's okay with me, because the thing is, somebody's got to say it to you. Somebody has got to say, you have got to figure this out if you want to be successful. There's no reason someone should be stuck at the rank of Premier or Silver ever in this business, okay? If your store is open and you are teaching and you are bringing in new customers and new volume constantly, and your other customers are faithful and reordering, you should never be stuck at those ranks. And so if you're stuck at those ranks, this is exactly why you're stuck at those ranks, and has nothing to do with the leaders on your team. It has nothing to do with that nobody's building or that you need to do it all. You're right. You need to do it all because you're the CEO of your business. Okay. You guys, I will get in and answer your questions. I see some of them popping up and some people asking me to elaborate or something. I promise I'll go in and answer them after I get my kids off to school. I'll make sure that I do that for you, okay? Have a good day. What I would say, your action step is to go look at your calendar right now and figure out from here until Christmas when your store is going to be open, and set some direct hours if you need to hire your babysitter, trade childcare, get everyone in the family on board, figure it out, and then go to work, booking classes, inviting people. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do to make this business work, okay? Other than that, it's just kind of a hobby. All right, guys, have a great day.